Hello and ni hao from China. I welcome everyone who came today to participate in our live webinar. Today, directly broadcasted from Hangzhou, China, talking about lily disease. Bai He Bing, coming from the Jin Kui Yao Lue, the third chapter is our topic today. I'm very sure you already heard about the Jin Kui Yao Lue, maybe you already had some theoretical studies about. Today our focus is on Bai He Bing, which comes from a very interesting background from my Chinese teacher, which have taught me. I had three different teachers in China teaching Jing Gui Yao Liu, so every teacher actually has a different kind of interpretation and therefore also a different way of teaching. Today I am your lecturer. My name is Tim Vukan. I'm the founder from Wuhan TCM, which is a Chinese medical network created in 2008 in Hangzhou. Since that time, we are organizing live webinars and recorded courses directly broadcasted from Hangzhou, China, and teaching classical and traditional Chinese medicine, different kinds of topics, always with the idea to receive more Western clients, to receive more interesting topics we would like to share with you. Today, the topic of our course, as we already mentioned, is talking about Bai He Bing, and I would like to first give you a very short overview about the course contents, about how we are able to stand Bai He and Bai He Bing, which is in connection with a Chinese herb. We talk about main syndromes. We have insights into mind and emotions aspect. We talk about the pathological mechanism. We do have clinical cases over here. And the main part, especially from Jingguo Yaoliu, also in Shanghanlun, formulas in connection with syndromes. Over here, we are talking about Bai He Di Huang Tang, Bai He Zhi Mu Tang, and more formulas what you have in front of you on your screen. We will go detailedly in the inside and see how we are able to understand the functions of each formula and how we are able to use it in our clinical study. Today, as we already mentioned, we talk about the third chapter from Jingguo Yaoliu. In Chinese, it's called Bai He Fu Huo Yin Yang Du Bing Zheng Zhi. Yeah, so the first part is talking about Bai He, and then we have two other parts which are also discussed in the third chapter. Today, only what we focus on is the lily disease, which is already giving us a lot of content to be able to talk about. And if you hear the name Bai He Bing, you might already know Bai He, the Chinese herb. What you have in front of you here as a dried Chinese herb. I took this picture in a local pharmacy when I was studying in Hangzhou, surrounded by several hundred of herbs, and very fascinating actually. If you buy the lily bulbus dried, and for example when you have your breakfast and you prepare some kind of porridge or congee, to add some of these dried roots in the inside, it can be very nice cooked in a porridge together with cashew, with walnut or goat cheese, with sesame, maybe with millet or corn. So a very good thing to have actually in our daily life to take care about, nourishing our mind, calming our mind, nourishing the yin, just some of the functions of Bai He. In China, we can buy it in very normal supermarkets. People often have it at their homes, and if we go to the countryside, like sometimes we can also see that people are selling this fresh Bai He on the street. This was a picture taken also in one of my journeys when I went to the countryside, and I saw some local farmers who are selling this fresh Bai He. You can also cook it together with meat. For example, if you go to a Chinese restaurant, you often see it in salty dishes, but as well also in sweet soups, together with the white mu'ar, or with the Chinese red date, or with some pear, cooked especially in autumn time to prevent from autumn dryness, especially for our respiratory system, to prevent from common cold. So very delicious actually. I can highly recommend, if you have the chance to try, yeah, maybe not only in a Chinese restaurant, depends on what country you are living in. Maybe you can also find it in your local stores or supermarkets. The name lily disease, as we already heard, is talking about Bai He, an important Chinese herb. That's why this disease was recorded in ancient times. And as we can learn from the functions from this Chinese herb, we are talking about yin deficiency, we talk about internal heat. That's why Bai He is very good to treat symptoms in relation with yin deficiency by lungs and heart. We will later see Bai He is entering the lung and the heart channel. And it has the function that it can produce liquids, nourishing our yin, calming our mind. So it's also very good to drink the blossom, or the lily blossom, which is slightly red when it's dried. Also very nice. We often had this. So we can use different parts actually from this plant. The main focus, what we have today here, is on heart, lung, yin deficiency, and of course we also have internal heat. Xin fei, yin xu nei re in Chinese. Just to teach you a little bit of basic Chinese, xin is the heart, fei is the lung, yin xu is the yin deficiency, nei re is the internal heat. So this is a medical terminology, what we often see when we do study Chinese medicine, especially of course the Chinese character, when we do it as I did, to have the medical studies into Chinese. If we get used to it, actually try to pronounce it more and more, I think we can build up a basic vocabulary about some Chinese meanings, and later on maybe even use it in our daily life.